Just things were falling short, and people were saying they didn't see their ROI on shows and stuff.
And sometimes they're all pointing their finger at each other like, he's making all the money, they're making all the money. The reality is tough for everybody.
Yo, what's good, everybody? We're back again. It's first smoke of the day. It's your boy Pac here in the building. I'm here with my co-host Blackleaf as always.
Smoking.
And we're here with the boys for the network show, man. What's good, fellas? We got Shay, Mikey, and Nam in the building, man. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Excited to be here with you boys.
Hell yeah, you guys got it lit.
Doing great. Nothing but fire, baby.
Come on.
What are you smoking on right now?
This is Costa Concentrates.
Yeah, that's that single source, baby.
Okay.
Only one hand's touched that, so we smoke good stuff. That's it's part of our culture.
Yeah, that dab you gave me was kicking.
Yeah, that wedding pie.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Apple Monkey frozen donuts.
Yeah, I saw you came
Fire.
with some Abuja strains and some of the stuff that they got launched. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
we just had Boo on the show, so that was really dope to see him at the event we just went to. Nothing but fire.
Yeah, I saw that dude. Boo was over there. He's always a good dude, man. All about the good vibes. So I saw a couple of the snippets you guys had. The skateboard that he brought, that was sick.
Yeah. Guy came with hella gifts, man. Great guy.
What's dope is what you guys are about to get into with Network Show.
Oh yeah.
And getting into how it's so different from all the other stuff. You compared it to the action sports events.
Yeah. I mean, just hopping in there, real quick. Me and Nam's background is in action sports. So it was easy for us to really understand, a platform that worked, and we've seen work, time and time again. And so, we're like, dude, let's run this up in the cannabis space. Let's bring value. Let's change it up. And Nam's like, you're right, bro. He came up with the idea, originally, and he brought it to me, and he's like, hey, you want to run? You want to do a trade show? And I'm like, not really, bro. Like, who wants to do a trade show? You know what I mean? But then, he started, bringing up all the points. And I was like, yo, you're right, dude. We really do need this for our industry, There's things were falling short, and, people were saying, they didn't see their ROI on shows and stuff. And I'm like, that's our whole concept, is really just to, bring that ROI, really just show to the industry that, we're from the culture. So we hear every day, Nam owns a distro, we're over there flipping packs all the time on the regular, the white market. So we hear what these guys are saying. We hear what other brands are saying. So it was kind of super simple for us to just kind of listen to what our peers said. And really, like we said, anybody could have done this, but, we manned up, did it, went out there, and this is where we're at.
I didn't want to do it. I came from a background of producing events, and when I met my wife now, first started dating, I was already on the path of I'm done with producing events. It's exhausting. I'm too old for this. It's not really my cup of tea. I'm going to focus on this other business, doing some distro stuff, brand management in the cannabis space, right? And just kind of needed. I just saw a gap. There wasn't really a true B2B type of trade show where it was just brands connecting with retailers and retailers connecting with brands. And that was it. And I think we kind of needed that. And because I think there's a lot of good people in this industry. I'm a distro myself, right? So I sit in the middle. I see the supply chain side from the farmer to the manufacturer. I see the retailers too. And sometimes they're all pointing their finger at each other like, he's making all the money, they're making all the money. The reality is tough for everybody. And I think if we just all got in the room together and just connect to be like, yo, what price do you need to be at to survive, to be able to do the right marketing? What price do you need to be at, Mr. Retailer, to actually make a good margin, to be able to pay your employees fair, to cover the rent? And let's figure it out, right? Obviously, there's other elements like the black market and stuff like that we have to battle against. But I think we can create a small network within the legal market, kind of survive, help ourselves out, right? Create a little ecosystem. And that's important. I think we just didn't really have that platform to kind of achieve that.
Yeah, brands could all coexist, right? You don't smoke the same flower every day, So that's the thing is look, all these brands can coexist with each other, and we're just providing the platform for them.
And explain a little bit more deep into it's a business to business. Like explain that aspect of it because that is different. It reminds me a little bit of Agenda,
Oh yeah.
trade show, or things like
yeah.
that.
Before we do that, let's dive into your background a little bit. Like, what type of action sports stuff and what type of events were you guys doing before you came up with this idea?
So I came from, poor kid, but I started snowboarding and I was lucky enough to get sponsored and then start going up to the mountains and seeing the world a little bit more. But when I was like 24, I basically realized I didn't have it. I started too late and started working in the snowboard industry, started moving myself up, and then started an agency, brand management agency, doing marketing, sales strategies, going to market strategy, staying in the market strategy, events and everything. And that just led to me producing more events, and they started getting bigger. And then eventually I started doing larger events. And I think the largest one we did was about 100,000 people per day. Yeah. And that was with the city of
Which
Denver.
event was that?
The 420 rally out in
Oh,
Denver.
dope.
So if you guys know the story,
Do you know that?
2013?
Is that the one at the Capitol?
yeah. So
Yeah.
you guys know the
Oh,
story.
wow.
is
Hack and
Miguel.
I've been there.
We went to one
We
of those.
went.
Oh yeah.
No lie.
I swear, yeah.
So the story. If you guys don't know the story, Miguel, he was the permit holder, and something happened, and then somehow my buddy Ben and Gavin, they ended up getting the permit to run it, and then they brought me out. They were like, "Hey, Nam, you know how to run some big events and work with compliancy and stuff like that, and come out, help us out." So I think the first one we had like 6 weeks to produce, but we produced it and did like 100,000 people, and we did for like 3 more years. But
What years was that?
I completely forgot. It was
wanna say,
it
like,
was like
13, 14?
second year.
Dude, we were there
Colorado
at one
went
of them.
red.
We
Yeah.
were there at one of them.
Yeah,
Second
100%.
year that
15,
Colorado.
right?
There's like cops on horses and shit everywhere.
yeah, but that
Real
was
different vibes.
the first year that Colorado went wreck. That was it was on the Capitol ground, but that wasn't our event. That was where the thing happened, right?
I think we went on
But
one
then
of
years
yours.
after, right?
We did it the year after that. During that time, we had the big industry show, which is like a smoke shop industry show going on at the time, which I was helping out doing the marketing and some PR for. And then High Times was also doing their Cannabis Cup. When that shit failed, that's when they were like, okay, let's try to merge it all together. And it was great. I mean, it was great times, but when you do something for the city like that, it's not really a great payday. And I think a lot of us got old and didn't want to do it no more.
Yeah, I feel that. And like Denver had its that time where it was very special out there, being able to go out there, and it was like a free the weed movement. And you could tell no one gave a shit. Everyone was like, no, we had a tie stick we brought from one of the Cali brands, whatever.
Yeah.
It burned forever though. It was fucking, people were like, what is that?
I was
Fucking
spun out
awesome.
after.
Dude,
I was
I
like,
landed
ah.
on 420 at the Denver airport the first year you guys Colorado went wreck, and I smelt it at the airport, and I was like, oh shit, the whole time, all the way ride to the hotel, and I stayed in downtown. That shit was crazy.
My mentor who taught me how to cultivate, he's the cultivator at the first sale in Denver. That was the first legal sale in cannabis, I think, in the country. Yeah. They were on like the Wall Street Journal as a front, but that was a
Shit was
key
wild.
spot. Yeah, pretty cool.
'Cause it was like the
Denver was a
first-
special time then.
Yeah, it was
I was
special.
there also when they legalized, and the celebration was there at the Capitol, and that's where I sold him to be like, you got to come to Denver. It's thousands, and that's
420.
Yeah, and then we went back years later, and I think that the year later or
It
something.
was a special time because it was the first state and pretty much the first major city for just full on
Legalization.
Let's go
Yeah.
legal, right?
People from all over.
All over.
Yeah.
You had people coming in from all over the state, all over the world, just to like have a good time. My buddy was doing something called My 420 Tours. JJ, he was doing that, and he was promoting it. He had like 8,000 people sign up to do weed tours, and most of them were all Asian businessmen. He said like they would sign up, they would come out to Denver, go visit a grow, stay at a weed-friendly hotel, learn to cook with it, like the full week-long thing. It was like a couple grand. But he had like 8,000 people sign up, like
Yeah, that's
within
crazy.
the first month.
That's something that Colorado, like initiated is like picking you up from the airport. You get in this crazy like limousine thing. They take you to a dispensary, you shop, then they show you a glass blowing event or a grow. You can like it's literally a catered experience. I haven't seen too many other places do stuff like that. It's real interesting.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
With snowboarding, what was your were you doing park?
Yeah, I was doing mostly park here at Bear, and yeah, just park and streets. But I always wanted to ride PAL, but I'm stuck here. When I kind of liked it, and I just grinded out and did some events, helped with some trade shows too, and obviously doing the trade shows like Agenda, doing the sales and the action sports industry and the fashion industry. Just you see what we need. It wasn't happening here in this industry for some reason. It was a lot of B2C events, right? And B2C is dope, right? It's needed, but we need a little business side of it too, right? That's the culture side of it. We need a little business side. We needed to figure out how to work together. That